Welcome back. We just got a new shipment in of just under 30 certified US coins. Going to show you all these coins, and at the end of the video I'll tell you where you can purchase them, so make sure to stick around. Starting off, we have a nice toned Lincoln cent. Take a look at that one. Beautiful color. This likely came out of a Wade Raymond or coin board style holder. The obverse is toned. It's graded MS64 red brown 1953S, and the reverse is also toned. Really nice color popping through there. And I like that the coin still has some original red. You can see that it's part of the coin is completely untoned and looks as it would out of the mint. A little bit less so on the obverse, but I like the contrast there between toned and not toned at all. That's a nice coin. Next up, we have a 1941 in MS66 Plus Lincoln wheat cent. Nothing too crazy here, just bought this one as a nice plus grade, just short of a 7. We have another Lincoln cent. This one's a 26S in AU50 brown. Got a nice mix of coins. Bought a few lower end coins under $1,000 as you've been, or under $100, as you've been seeing a couple examples here. This is a nice example of a key date Lincoln that, in my opinion, is probably underappreciated. It's hard to find 26S Lincolns nice at all. And this one looks really good for an AU50. It's still got that original luster. You can see some light blue toning. Nice coin. Another Lincoln cent here. We have a 1954 proof 67 cameo. You can see the red color, no doubt. Cameo is a little weak, as is typical with these older holders, but nice flashy proof coin. We have a couple rare dollars as well, better date peace dollars. Here's a 22S. This one is MS64. Look at that clean cheek. Nice obverse on this coin. 22S gets super valuable in MS65, 66. It's really tough in 66. So 64 is a good cutoff point. We have an 1883S Morgan Unk Details cleaned. An 83S Morgan is also extremely rare in high grades, high uncirculated grades. So I wanted to buy this one. Usually don't like to buy cleaned or details coins unless they look okay, and this one clearly is cleaned, but would have been a really nice coin, really nice uncirculated coin had it not been. Most likely was cleaned long ago and then sat in an old manila envelope to retone. So not a bad coin, a nice hole filler if you have a Morgan dollar set. Another Lincoln wheat cent, this time a 22D in AU53 brown. It seems like it's kind of tough to find these XF to AU better date Lincolns certified. I just don't think many people are getting them certified, so I like having these in inventory. There's not really a financial incentive to certify these. Usually, they're extremely common in low grades, low circulated grades, but I don't really see a whole lot of them in the higher grades. This one's a 1956D, a lot of Lincoln wheat cents apparently this batch. This one is incredible. The Incredible Hulk maybe is what we can call it. It's a MS65 brown with some of the craziest neon green toning I've ever seen. Just take a look at that. It's got a little bit of purple in there as well that fades into the green, but it's fully toned, 100% toned on the obverse, almost full nuclear green, and the reverse a little bit less intense, but with more green coverage, a little bit of blue along the left side of the rim, and just a tiny spot there that's not toned. Almost 100% toned. I had to buy this coin. This was expensive, but I don't think I've seen too many Lincoln cents with color this crazy. It's just really fun to look at. We have an 1896 O Morgan in MS62. Another tough date. This coin gets really expensive in 63, 64. And it's like, I think it's almost a $100,000 coin. Maybe it's a $100,000 coin in 65. Obviously this one is not anywhere near that, but just proves how rare these are in those high grades. We have a 1922S, I think another one here. This one is toned. The obverse is kind of ugly, but the reverse has some nice color, and it's hard to find piece dollars toned at all, so I thought this coin had a shot to grade higher. Tried it a couple times for an upgrade unsuccessfully. I think the obverse is just a little too dark. We have a 1909 O Barber quarter in fine 12. A nice semi-key date to the series. Just a nice circulated example. We have a 1914S, another semi-key date to the series. Another circulated example. This one was a very good 10. We have a 26 piece dollar in MS64. A lot of MS64 piece dollars this time, a lot of Lincoln wheat cents. We have an 1885 Liberty V nickel in very good 10 with a CAC sticker. I have not owned too many 1885 V nickels. Obviously, it's the key date apart from the 1913. For some reason, I just can't seem to buy them. It seems like they're more common almost, or more available to me in proof grades than circulated, and the low-end circulated coins almost always demand a premium, so I tend to pass. But glad I could get one this time. Here's a 1925 PCGS MS66 CAC piece dollar. Nice coin, nice surfaces. This does have a little bit of damage. I'll have to make sure I note that. Nice surfaces. We have a 1917 MS65 full head type 1 standing Liberty quarter. Nice original type coin. We have a proof 1916 matte proof Lincoln wheat cent. And this is the more rare one, I believe. They made them other than the 1909 VDB, which is the key to the matte proof set. I want to say the 1916 is the other rare, more rare one. And this coin's pretty nice. It's got a little bit of an original toning on it. A little bit of a wood grain look. Kind of fun. Don't see a whole lot of 1916 matte proofs, so I had to pick one up. And we have a brilliant proof 1942. This one's proof 66 red with a green CAC sticker. Also super tough in high grades. It's kind of funny how many of these coins are worth like crazy upgrades in a grade or two higher. I think that's the best point to buy, is when you can get a good deal on a coin which has a lot of room, a lot of upside. Just show you the difference in the brilliant proof versus the matte proof here. Obviously the flashy cameo style contrast on the brilliant proof is what stands out. The matte proof is, as it states, a more of a matte finish, a flat satin finish. Very clearly distinguished, at least the differences are. I think most people, when they see this coin, if they're not familiar with it, would assume that it's not a proof coin. But you can see how the squared rims there identify this coin. Maybe you can see the difference here, how much more square those rims are. You can just see they're like really thick. And over here, it's a thin rim, and it's a little bit more rounded. So if you're hunting for matte proofs, there you go. I have seen some people find some. Like, they are kind of harder to spot, especially when they're lower grades or circulated. So make sure you look out for those. Here's an 1809 classic head half cent, AU55 brown, the C6 variety. And this one's kind of cool. Other than being a nice classic half cent, the reverse is slightly rotated. So naturally, when you flip a US coin, you can expect the reverse of the coin to be centered correctly. The coin should flip, and the design of the coin should show the same orientation as the obverse with a flip. You can see here it's rotated, what would you call that, about 40, maybe 45 degrees. So that's kind of cool. Not a huge premium. I didn't price any sort of a premium on for that, but I think some people like that. Here's an 1849 large date half cent, AU53 brown. This is a C1. Just nice surfaces. A lot of early copper, comes pretty beat up. An honest coin, nice half cent. We have an 1893 Proof 67 Cameo Liberty V nickel. This is a pretty nice example. See a lot of these with hairlines in the 66 to 67 range. Hairlines are allowed, at least especially in 66, light hairlines, but I don't like to see them very beat up. I also see a lot of them really cloudy and ugly. Now this one has a little bit of haze on it, but overall, it's pretty nice. It's relatively black and white, as they say. And it definitely has a cameo contrast as well. That's another issue you have to watch out for. Sometimes, especially in the older holders, they'll be noted as cameo or deep cameo. In reality, the coins are nowhere near that. So this one's definitely a cameo, and I like this coin. We have an 1891 O Morgan in MS64. Another coin which has a huge jump in higher grades. This one is pretty affordable. Actually, I think it's going to be just over 1,000, I think, is what I want for this coin, which is maybe not affordable, but like a 65 or a 66 are huge coins. I tried this one a couple times for an upgrade. I really think the cheek is really clean on this one, and it's got a nice color. But it's just not a coin that they give an upgrade on. There's a little bit of a chatter there on the reverse, and the breast feathers are almost always flat on these coins, but I think if it had a sharper strike, that would have helped it out as well. I think a lot of people would probably call this coin AU, or at least newer collectors. It's clearly uncirculated, but this can be confused as wear, especially over the ear there in the high point, and that is where wear would show on a circulated coin. And same story here. You can see, though, that the devices and the high points of the coin are not worn down. They're just flat. And so any amount of wear on that wouldn't really change the design or the look of the high points. Usually when you turn a coin with wear, the high points will show as the luster, and the look will just kind of flow differently. I think it's a if you know sort of a deal. But there's no break in luster. There's no break in the eye appeal of the coin over those high points there, so we know that this coin is uncirculated, apart from just the fact that, I mean, it's fully lustrous, clean cheek, and clearly uncirculated. Here's an 1898 O MS65 Morgan. This one is, I believe, yeah, this has an end of the roll toning, as they call it. You can see Right here, there's a distinctive line in the toning pattern, which most likely was caused from this coin sitting at the end of a roll, likely face up, obviously. And then a piece of paper, maybe part of the roll, was most likely folded over on top, making that straight line and that break in toning. This toning pattern is pretty common on end of roll toners, like these colors. I've seen this same style toning multiple times when I'm looking at end of roll toners. I thought this one was kind of cool. And this coin's pretty affordable. I think we are offering it for like 500 bucks. I'd have to double check that, but I mean, really affordable for an MS65 tone coin. It might be a little bit more than that, but pretty close to that. Here's an 1857 Flying Eagle. This one is AU Details cleaned. Again, I try not to buy Details coins, but I mean, this one is cleaned for sure. It's got an old clean though, so it's not highly abraded. There's no really rough hairlines. Well, there are hairlines on the coin. You know, it's pretty good. It's a pretty nice coin. This is probably a coin you'd buy at a coin show or on other platforms, and you know, it would be marked as problem-free. And maybe market acceptable as well. You can make the argument. Just a little too flashy, a little too bright. Here's a 1923S in MS64. Peace dollar. Slightly older peace dollar holder. It's another trickier date. I want to say the 23S in 66 is one of the more rare coins in the peace dollar set. This is more rare than the 22S. Speaking of rare dates, here's another 83S and MS62 Plus. This one was cracked out of a Redfield hoard holder. You actually can get the holder certified, so I'm not sure why this coin, maybe the holder was damaged or something, but a lot of contact marks on this coin, but the coin's really flashy and otherwise really nice. It's got a CAC sticker. Reverse is really nice, very original. The Redfield hoard coins will often get this light toning and these toning colors on it. Nice coin, semi-proof like. Here's the 22S. This one's really cool. I like this coin. It's one of my favorite from the batch. 1922S MS64 peace dollar with a weird toning pattern. Some light neon, almost like an oil spill. You turn the coin, you can see the neon colors pop through. And if you know about peace dollars, you know that color on peace dollars is really hard to find. I think it's because of how the coins were rinsed, if I'm not mistaken, at the mint, and how they were stored. It just kind of prevented the oxidation of the surfaces from turning into rainbows. It's extremely common to find Morgan dollars toned, even darkly. Very hard to find peace dollars with any color. But I just thought this one was kind of cool. And it's a 22S, which is pretty nice. We have a 1907 Proof 64 with an old blue holder. This coin has a little bit of PVC on it. You can see that right on the neck. It's got some marks which are allowed on a Proof 64 coin. It's got a little bit of a deep gold and purple toning. Yeah, there you go. And last but not least, a 1926 MS64 peace dollar. I love this coin. Look how clean those surfaces are. Look how clean that cheek is. The fields are really nice. Nice coin, MS64. And the reverse is all right as well. It's pretty lustrous. But I like the obverse on this coin a lot. It's a really nice example. So if you're interested in any of these coins, you're able to purchase them right now through our eBay store, or you can email us for our best price. I'm going to put that link in the description of the video. Make sure to check it out. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. that's all the coins we have in this new submission. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite coin was from the batch. It really helps out the channel. Likes really help too. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.